We're gonna look a little bit over at having the trebuchets on the walls to defend Blue Veil Refuge, the supply camp down here. We had cannon fire at one point cover this region, so our troops were coming in from the south. We had taken Bluebriar, we're coming in, we're trying to go into the Blue Veil Refuge, and they were just bombarding us with cannon and mortar fire right over here. And anytime we got close in here, we were just getting slaughtered. Not the best idea, but that's what we're doing. The catapults don't have that much range over here, so like if you're gonna attack this wall and they have defenders with arrow carts up there, you could, and you have Blue Veil Refuge. If you come in here, you can sneak your way up on the back route, and there's this overlook right here. This area right here and this area right here, and all along this wall you could build siege weapons. So that's an effective place where you could mount your assault against your opposing forces. So say if you put a catapult up here, it will be out of range of arrow carts that are built along the wall, but you could attack the arrow carts up there. Likewise, you could also bombard the door or the walls. Over here, the catapult won't be too effective. Even the trebuchet won't be able to really reach the walls here. I don't think you can destroy these walls. You might be able to, but I kind of doubt it. In another instance, when we were fighting, people had lined up catapults down here and arrow carts. Actually, yeah, our arrow carts up here and catapults down here. We're coming out of Bluebriar, trying to go in and retake Blue Veil Refuge. And they were like starting to really work us, and this was like a killing field, and it was just horrible until one of my guildies built a trebuchet inside the Bluebriar. I think it was like up here or something. And she was able to devastate all these arrow carts, all these catapults. I think catapults took 3 hits from a trebuchet and they're dead. And by that time, our infantry, myself included, were rushing up this hill right here, and we were able to destroy the arrow carts and all the players up there. And just having trebuchet support was huge. We'll bring it over to this side of the map and take a quick peek. I know this video is going a little long. I don't know if this is something you guys really were anticipating, but I apologize if it's going too long. So on Red Lake, you could mount up a defense here for the Red Lake towers, but not in reach of a lot of the opposing buildings here for like Ethron Hills Keep. Ethron Hills was a whole different story. That was a spot where we got massacred. We had assaulted up this side here. Let me get some layers and draw some arrows. The first gate was, well, we came up from here. The first gate was right about here. There's usually some guards that spawn at this spot. So once you get past in here and you have players coming in from the waypoint, they're going to get stuck with some of these guards here. So you might want to send troops back here, kill the guards off. I could rush in because I was a stealther, and I know people hate stealthers and stuff, but I'll draw aggro, I'll go to stealth, and I'll lose aggro and I'll come up here. But once we got inside, we started facing a lot of problems, and hence this video may or may not help. The arrow carts were set up all up here and were devastating us. We were creating siege weapons down here, which was totally within the range of the arrow carts. So I was thinking we could build siege weapons along the outer wall. Guards do spawn up there though. You could even build it on the bridge here. As we can see, the catapult will be in reach. I'm not sure what the range of the ballista is, but if we built stuff up here, we might be able to lob it into these areas over here, destroy the arrow carts on the inside of their little courtyard, devastate all the arrow carts on top, destroy their trebuchets or siege weapons there too. So it's just who gets the jump on who. The reason why I thought the outer wall might be a good option is it gives you direct line of sight to what's up here. So if you build a ballista up here, it probably will have range, and you can easily whack down the hot oil on the top, and or take out whatever siege weapons or troops are hiding up here. And so, but from a defensive standpoint, having catapults up here, you can reach this whole region over here to take out any of the siege weapons that the invaders are coming up with. So we'll just take a look over here like that. And even if you built it out on the outer wall here, you have a pretty effective range against your opponents trying to come in. I would not recommend just using trebuchets as anti-infantry, but maybe anti-catapults and ballistas. I don't know if it's worth it. Another region we thought that might come into play is over here. I have no idea what this little path is on this side. No clue, but it looks like, it's like a road and players could come here. Maybe from inside the keep, they could come out over here and mount a defense or something. So we'll take a look at our effective range of the catapult and the trebuchets over here. Catapult's not really reaching, so I don't know how effective that is. The trebuchet does reach, so maybe if you built like right here, you could take out anything that was built over here. But more interestingly, you could take out what's up here. This area up here might be a really good spot to conduct sieges against the keep. So let's move a little further up. So players potentially could come all the way up around and build trebuchets here to take out not only the outer door, which is right here, but also start taking out possibly a wall section up here. I don't know if the wall is destructible. It might be for the inner keep. And if you could do that, you don't have to work on the gate and your troops could just rush in. So that's an interesting possibility, which can of course be countered by having weapons on the other side of the over here. And of course catapults might be able to reach a little bit. The trebuchets will be able to counter. So it's just if defenders want to build trebs. Coming up the cliffside on the far eastern side. So your catapults have pretty effective range if you're attacking the garrison. When we first started sieging, I think Friday night or Friday day, we were putting siege weapons like so close, like way up here. We didn't know what the range was. Arrow carts, screw arrow carts. People were just running it out and beating them down, and that wasn't really effective for us. What I have seen are cannons up here. I don't know what the range on the cannons are, but if cannons could reach us, definitely mortars, I think, have similar range to the trebuchets. So if you're defending, you could put them all up there. Also in the inner walls. I'm not sure what this structure here is, but looks like you could build stuff up there. Now, when we were assaulting the place, we actually had a trebuchet set up right about here. It had line of sight, well, not line of sight, but it had the right angles to the door. And then after we destroyed the inner door, we were able to have fire all along this top region, which really worked to our advantage. And I believe we drove back and took over the keep at that point. So it was just effective use of trebuchets in siege assault. I don't know how effective cliffside is, if we could set up something similar to the west side. We were able to, usually players jump down from up here to our deaths, but we could actually set up siege weapons up here. The door for cliffside is right here. Sorry, I didn't mark in a location thinking. So over here, trebuchets up here could take out cliffside. Won't reach over there. I don't think we could build anything up along these sides. And so the treb is out of range of the garrison northeast wall. I mean gate. So if you want to build stuff up here, you could do that. And that's for cliffside. Anything else is kind of moot. Like, I don't think you really need to build like a trebuchet out here to defend Astroholm. I don't know if that's really worth it. Let's go back to the west side of the map. And I don't know if you need defense from here. Like, they have like this little platform out here. So you could build something out here and maybe cover Faith Leap if you really wanted to with the Treb. And even with the catapult. Huh, interesting. A lot of times players will fight like right over here in the supply camp. And I'm only speaking on places that I fought a lot in. Um, like we fought more on the west side than on the east side. And so like even a catapult built here could defend. I mean, it's not effective over here, like if you're trying to defend your players on this side. But definitely you could do some protection on this zone over here. Trebuchet will of course protect a lot, and you could attack all these guys here too. But again, I think it's a waste to build a Treb there, unless you really want to take out, all these arrow carts enemies are building, or ballistas and catapults. Say like it's an invading force and they're trying to take your green Sunny Hill Tower. You could set that stuff up there. I would almost rather build it up here. Whoops. Here, let's get rid of that. I would almost rather build it up here. But I guess if you build something here, you can protect the supply camp. But if you build it up here, it's out of reach. Protect the supply camp, out of reach. Protect the supply camp, out of reach. So, anyways, that's just my fool around tutorial. It's not even a tutorial. It's my fool around bonus guide on effective range of siege weapons in the open world PvP Borderland maps. I will import this over to the Eternal Battlegrounds. I don't know that map as well. Most of the time I was in queue trying to get in. And when I got in, my guildies were already with me on one of these maps. So I did not go in. I did get in the earlier, like Friday, Saturday. And I was like fooling around with the NPCs and sieging stuff. But not as much time was spent there as compared to the Borderlands. Alrighty, so thank you guys for watching. You guys deserve a prize for going through 2 of these bonus clips. And I apologize, they're so long, and it's just me rambling. But let me know what you guys want to see. Anything else from non-videos and Photoshops, whatever, maps from around the stuff. And happy hunting when the beta gets released again. Thank you.